That's it? That's the reveal trailer? That was just a bunch of cheap 3D walk cycles. Persona 4 Revival betrayed us. This is unbelievable. I gotta get rid of all my Yu Murakami merch. All of it. All of it. All of it. I gotta run away. That's what I'll do. Run away. So this June it got revealed, Persona 4 is getting a remake titled Persona 4 Revival. And as someone who played Golden, I am very happy. Not much was shown unfortunately, so I missed a majority of the trailer as my internet was lagging during the Xbox showcase. Still, I liked what I saw, even if it was very little. The trailer showed a bunch of establishing shots of Inaba, TV imagery alluding to the murder mystery and parallel world of the game, then you running. And yeah, that's it, but regardless, I am happy this game is in development. However, the internet being the internet, not everyone is happy. Persona 4 Golden is a game that I absolutely love. It was my first Persona game ever. I heard great things about 5, but that was exclusive to PlayStation consoles. So Persona 4 Golden was my first entry point. That's because it was the first mainline game that finally made it to a non-PlayStation platform, that being PC. Yeah, I did buy P5 Strikers for Switch, but with the first game not available, I didn't play anything aside from the opening. Atlas was weird, not gonna lie, with them releasing a sequel spin-off on a non-Sony console. Reminds me of Square Enix dropping Kingdom Hearts spin-off games on the Game Boy Advance, DS, and 3DS. Like, kids back in the day without a PlayStation console would probably be hella confused. Thankfully, for people wanting to get into Persona or Kingdom Hearts, now all the mainline games are on Steam. However, when I started the 4th entry, that was all there was for PC players. Persona 4 Golden hitting Steam was a big deal for me as I could finally dive into this Japanese turn-based RPG I heard great things about. Thankfully, 3, 4, and 5 are mostly self-contained, with each game focusing on different characters in different locales. Because Persona games are self-contained, I was able to play 4 Golden without knowing anything and was able to go through it completely blind. Well, not completely blind, as I spoiled the killer myself through a fighting game DLC of all things. Don't look at the Persona 4 Arena BlazBlue cross-tag battle DLC. Worst mistake of my life. Anyway, despite knowing major plot points of the game, Persona 4 Golden was still a fun experience. The story of the game is top-notch, the investigation team is full of likable characters, and the gameplay is great. The game is about Yu Murakami, a transfer student from the big city who ends up in a small town in Japan called Inaba. It's pretty small and boring, but hey, there's a Junez, this universe's version of Costco, a gigantic supermarket that Yu's cousin Nanako is very hyper-fixated on. If Persona 4 existed in the TikTok era, you just know, Yu and Nanako would be the Japanese equivalent of the Costco guys. Throughout the game you make friends who band together to fight shadows by jumping into a TV in order to solve a murder mystery. I finished the game a while ago and now I'm going through a new game plus. Persona 4 Golden is a fantastic turn-based JRPG and I love the variety of personas you can collect and use. The game feels like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure mixed with Pokemon. I'd be perfectly fine if Atlus did not remake Persona 4 at all, honestly, since the game is fine as is. Unlike Persona 3 Reload, which felt more necessary to remake due to FES being locked to PS2, while Golden on the other hand is much more complete. All PC got was Persona 3 Portable. Portable is not a bad game by any means, as it had party control and content exclusive to it, like the female main character option, but it unfortunately lacked a 3D environment aside from Tartarus. 3 FES, on the other hand, had AI instead of party control, but had a 3D environment. Persona 4 Golden, on the other hand, has a 3D environment along with party control, so it is overall a great gaming experience. Due to that, people in the fandom are less welcoming to the idea of a 4 remake. I get that mindset, I really do. However, personally, I am all for it. In this video, I'll be addressing the arguments against the Persona 4 remake and defend it to the best of my ability. Also, disclaimer, I want to state here this is just my opinion, so don't get mad in the comments. Argument 1. Persona 4 Golden is a complete game. It doesn't need a remake. That is true. I will admit, Persona 4 Golden is a complete package. Still, that doesn't mean that Revival doesn't need to exist. Persona 4 Golden is a PC port of a PS Vita game from 2012. It is an amazing game from 2012 though, I am not gonna lie. Despite the quality of the game though, I assume someone going from 3 Reload to 4 Golden may be a bit jarring. For example, an online friend of mine finished 3 Reload and jumped straight to 4, but due to it lacking stuff Reload added, he almost considered waiting on a remake rather than going straight to Golden. Thankfully, he gave it a second chance and found quality of life mods like the cheat sheet mod, since he did not want to do homework in the game. Still, what he initially said made me wonder if people passed on this game holding out for the Reload treatment and skipped straight to Persona 5 Royal. Persona 4 Revival has a lot of potential in my eyes. Yeah, it's unnecessary as Golden is on Steam already, but you could say the same for something like Resident Evil 4 Remake. People online were critical about it getting remade initially, but when it came out, people actually enjoyed it. Like I said earlier in the video, I am content with 4 Golden as a game. If no remake happened, I'd still be happy, but I am personally overjoyed that I get to experience this game again in a new way. Argument 2. The Kanji and Nato discourse is going to be annoying online again. It should not get a remake for that reason. Yeah, there is no doubt about it. The discourse is gonna suck. Despite that, I am still all for a remake. It does suck people lack media literacy, but again, this is the internet. People are going to complain, but honestly, I am over it. Still, if you do get an aneurysm if you see another person tweet this image with an upset caption, I don't blame you. This infamous post is awful. I can't defend it whatsoever.
That was really bad.
Anyway, I guess now's a good time to explain this discourse for those out of the loop. Long story short, the message of Persona 4 is to accept yourself. Kanji learns to accept his feminine side as the punk image he puts on is not his true self. He likes to sue bunny plushes, which isn't viewed as manly by society. He thinks Nato is a guy, so he believes he might be gay for a bit. Yosuke throughout the game is nervous around him since he thinks he is gay. That's why the call you a slur line is in that infamous tweet. Narratively, that probably would have paid off with Yosuke actually being closeted bi and the removed romance, you know, character development. Since it got removed though, this person got mad over his in-game comments. This user thinks Kanji is gay, but he simply isn't. At the end of the day, Kanji is just a chill dude who likes arts and crafts. Nato, on the other hand, poses as a male detective and is celebrated by Inaba as the detective prince. However, Nato only poses as a man because she thinks a woman detective would not be celebrated. She is a detective who is inspired by her successful grandpa. In the game, she even admits she is a woman. It's evident in this game, Nato is not a trans man, she is a cis woman. The game ends with both of them, now older, pursuing their true selves. Damn, just like the song from the original game. It's as if themes matter. Headcanons are perfectly fine. I don't want to take away the relatability of this game from queer people, but in official canon, Kanji isn't gay and Nato isn't a trans man. But yeah, as much as I could get pissed over more media illiterate folks getting their hands on the game, I honestly am over it. It's a game at the end of the day. I just want to play it and have fun. I could care less of what people say online. Argument 3. The original cast won't be back. Persona 4 Golden's original cast will not be returning for the remake. In a now deleted Blue Sky post, Yuri revealed he begged Sega and Atlus to reprise his role as Yosuke, but they declined and planned to recast him. This This is honestly a shame, but to be expected, as Persona 3 Reload had a new cast as well. Some people have actually been critical of how Yuri acted, noting that Johnny Young Bosch responded to the idea of his role of Yu being recast way better. Still, it's a shame he's not returning, especially since he was a big advocate for the Yosuke romance being added back in. Aaron Fitzgerald and Amanda Winley also confirmed they are not returning as Chie and Yukiko. Safe to say, all the investigation team is getting recast. For Persona 3 Reload, it got a full-on recast, although some VAs from the old cast got put into new roles. This does suck, honestly, since Persona 4 Golden's cast is fantastic. Still, I am not surprised. I remember when 3 Reload came out, I asked Johnny Young Bosch at a panel about the prospect of a remake, and he was shocked at the thought of it being fully recast. Still, it appears now he's at least content with someone else taking on the role. Atlas did it for 3 Reload, so of course they were likely going to do it for Revival too. It's a bummer, but rather than be upset over it honestly, I'm curious what new VAs they will get on board. The discourse has gone so bad that Alex Lee, the voice of Makoto Yuki from 3 Reload, got harassed online since people were under the belief he was given the role of Yosuke since Yuri voiced both in the original games. And surprise, surprise, he wasn't even approached for the role. I don't even know if Alex Lee could do that voice. Like, Yosuke is legit Yuri Lowenfall's regular voice. The Persona fandom needs to be better. The cast of 3 Reload was solid in my opinion, and I'm sure for Revival we'll have some great VAs in it as well. Argument 4. Persona 4 Revival looks terrible and the game is going to be ruined just like 3 Reload. People are complaining about the trailer and what it showed. However, if you look closely, the text on screen says, "This is early development footage." By the time a new trailer comes out, when more work is done, it is definitely gonna look a whole lot more like Reload. As for the ruining 4 like Reload argument, if you want to play the original game, it's right there on Steam. Yeah, Persona 3 FES isn't on Steam, but I know for a fact it can, in theory, be emulated, and it's pretty cheap online if you have a PS2. Not gonna lie, I barely played 3 FES on an emulator, but as soon as Reload got announced, I just stopped. I've been playing Persona 3 Reload for a while actually, and honestly, I am loving it so far. People are entitled to their opinions, but 3 Reload is a banger game in my eyes. With the same team involved, I know for a fact that Persona 4 Revival is going to be a banger game as well. In conclusion, Persona 4 Revival is unnecessary, but it still has a right to exist, at least business-wise. Persona 3 Reload sold extremely well, and not everyone is going to want to go from Reload to Golden. I know for a fact Persona 4 Revival is going to have quality 3D models, new art, and we're definitely going to get some quality expressions as well. I am guessing we're going to get fully voiced social links like Reload too. I get the term, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and I won't deny Persona 4 Golden is a solid game. I will admit I got my worries, like Marie being locked behind paid DLC. I really hope she's intact in this remake since putting her behind a paywall would suck. The answer was a separate episode from FES, so it being DLC kinda makes sense, but doing this again for Revival feels wrong since Marie is baked into Persona 4 Golden. If that decision is made, I'm definitely gonna be upset. While I get some people dislike Marie, I assume even they'd be upset as well, as that would be an anti-consumer practice. Overall though, I'm really excited for Persona 4 Revival. The game is in early development, and I really hope to hear more about it soon. I am curious what new gameplay features will be added to the game, or if it will be a mostly faithful remake with a few quality of life changes. Will the Yosuke romance actually get implemented? Only time will tell. Still, like I said, the game is in early development. I assume Atlas saw info leaked and quickly threw together a teaser. Regardless, I am happy the cat is out of the bag and we're getting a Persona 4 remake. This has been Shade X, and I hope you all feel nothing but good vibes.